Wanted to do a video. This is a H3. Any of the H3s that you may encounter. This is from back east, and we have a steering shaft that the knuckle, I've already got it disconnected, but the knuckle itself broke out. It's all rusted out. So those were almost coming apart on the intermediate steering shaft. Here's your lower steering shaft down here. This is your upper, and this is what broke, was the universal in the upper here. Kind of sketchy driving around on that. It's really loose in the steering, and I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, I'll show you later when I pull it out. But so we ordered the new steering shaft. Pretty expensive little part. This is what it looks like here. So this one might be similar to some other GM body types, like the Trailblazer or some of that stuff. I'm not certain on that, but it may be. So here's the new part, and it comes out from inside. So this basically goes up against a firewall like that, and there's some studs that come through. You unbolt those. You also got to unbolt the pin bolt right up here at the top. You can see that hole there, but you can't take it out. So I thought I'd post a video for anyone who needs to replace this part. I may also do the lower steering shaft while I'm in there. It just depends when I get it out and see how bad it is. But to get this part out, and I still haven't gotten this one out yet, but it's ready to come out right this minute. It's pretty intense. Now, I took the door off. That's just for my convenience. I've got it on my lift. I've got the tire off. You got to take the inner fender off to gain access to that. But anyway, I took the door off. It takes about 2 minutes to take the door off. It just makes things nicer to get around, because you're messing with some stuff there. So I got the door off. I've also got the steering column out. And the steering column comes out with a total of 4 bolts that mount. Let's see, here's under the dash. You got the 2 main bolts right there and there. And then you have 2 more down here on this plate here. And other than that, you just have your airbag harness there and your main data connector harness there. So it pulls right out, and then it comes right off that shaft. You can see the bottom of the shaft I'm replacing right there. So once you get those 2 bolts down there off, there's also a connecting bolt, like I told you, on the shaft there. And then you just pull your lower valence here. We have to undo the parking brake bracket. I'm sorry, the parking brake handle. You release that. You then release the hood release with 2 screws. And then you pull the plastic clip, or this big piece over here. It's kind of dark, but you pull that part off. And then there's a metal shield down there that's held on by 6 bolts. You take that shield off. It's pretty easy. So although it looks like it's a lot, it's really not that bad. If I ever needed to get a heater control, you know, the actuators on the heater box, AC stuff, that would be really nice, because it's right there. You can get to everything right there. Pretty sweet. But it comes out pretty simple. Don't be intimidated by it. Not a big deal. But now you can easily get to the work you need to do and put it back in the reverse order. Just be careful that you start out by disconnecting your battery, obviously, because you're going to be messing with the airbag systems. Make sure you're disconnected for 10 minutes or so before you disconnect that connector. I've never had any problem disconnecting a connector shortly after undoing the battery, but that's what everybody says to do. So you can see on the column here, you've got your bolt here that connects that lower shaft, or the intermediate. You've got your 2 here. These are actually slides. I could have just left them, it looks like. I could have just slid them out. I could have loosened them and slid it off, and then these are anchored in. But then all you've got, like I said, airbag harness, data connector harness, and then you're out. Very important though. I put this pointing straight forward, wheels straight forward, steering wheel centered. When it's out like this, you do not want to spin that wheel at all. You want to make sure it goes back in just like that, because right now that wheel would free spin. But if you did, it'll break the clock spring in there, and then you're junk. Airbag won't work, horn won't work. So just keep your clock, don't play with it and spin it around. You'll bust all kinds of stuff up. So the clock spring has free play, like 5 turns this way and 5 turns that way when it's neutral. And this is neutral right here, because I've got the wheel centered and the steering wheel centered. So just some advice on that. But then we're ready to throw this in now.